There we are. We are live. Office Hours Live once again returns. Should have been here yesterday, but had to reschedule. So today's guest, though, is how'd you say it? You run the East Coast? Is that what you said? You run the East Coast, or is it the U.S. now? Or like, what's your
I think
position?
you got to be running the U.S. worldwide.
Okay, you're worldwide. Well,
Got to be
Brad,
worldwide.
I love it. I love it. All right. So,
Mr. Worldwide. I'm like Pitbull.
I used to travel internationally. That's what I'd call myself, Mr. Worldwide, like Pitbull did. So, not nearly as cool or as rich as he is. So there's also that. So, give a quick introduction, Brad, and then let's hop into it, man.
Hey, thanks for having me on, Ryan. Brad Smith here. I'm in Wilmington, North Carolina. We do this online marketing stuff for going on too long now, over 11 years. Work with businesses all over the world, just help them scale.
And the thing that's, I think, stunning about you, in a good way, is I can't remember when I first heard you talk about it, but like you look at your YouTube channel, and you've been doing YouTube for, I don't know how many years, what, 10 years now? 5 years?
Yep. 10 years, over 1,000 videos.
1,000 videos, and I don't mean this as shade, just being factually true. It's not like you have a Mr. Beast type channel. It's not huge numbers, but it brings in leads, and it's one of the things I want to talk to you about, because I think a lot of people, they get caught up in the big numbers, but it's just showing up every day. What's that? Oh yeah, get the plaque. There it is. Yep. Yeah, you get the plaque, but your average. I mean, I haven't been to your channel in a few weeks, so maybe it's different. But for a long time, your view count was like 100, 400, maybe a couple thousand. But hearing you talk about it, like, no, that actually brings in leads every week, and I think a lot of people. I was put something on X last night about follow up is the most important trait to learn, and obviously YouTube is not following up, but the pattern to just put a video out once a week, whatever it is your pattern is, you follow up on that. It's like we've kind of lost that in this viral world where, oh, I'm gonna go viral, my problems are fixed. Like, no, you've got to be consistent. So what taught you that dedication, that consistency that you had to have to power through not having the Mr. Beast like channel?
I think relationship marketing, and that's actually how I started my channel, was I called it Relationship Marketing Podcast. And it's about, I had a fitness gym, so I had to meet somebody face to face, build that relationship with them, shake their hand, and then they would become a client. Mm-hmm. And, back in the day, it was, you got to take someone golfing 3 times and then they'd be a client. And then you'd have to take the secretary donuts every Friday for months, and then they may become a client. Mm-hmm. So those were the old school ways. So I just knew somebody would have to walk into my gym. I'd have to shake their hand. They'd have to see my shoulders and be like, I want to look like you. And then they would become a client. So when I transitioned to online world, I'm like, well, I can't meet somebody one-on-one, face-to-face. So I read a book called 1,000 True Fans. Have you ever heard of it?
I've not read it, but I've heard of it a lot. Yes.
Yep. And that kind of made me think of, okay, so what if I just thought of myself as just trying to get 1,000 people to watch my video, or 1,000 people to remember me? And then I started just thinking, all right, how can I thought of a college professor, as much as we all hate school in college, right? But a college professor, he would just have to stand up in front of a group of 30 to 40 people and educate them and teach them. And then everyone would have a favorite teacher. We all had one favorite teacher we liked and one teacher we hated. And so I'm like, all right, if I make videos, I can just speak to 100 people, try to get to 1,000 people, and I can just educate them. And a lot of times I start my videos with, just so you know, this video is going to be boring, but you're going to learn, something. Right. And that's one of my best hooks I've been told.
That's great. Well, I love the mentality, because it's a thing to where, like, there's the big debate over ads or organic or whatever. And what I kind of believe in is trying to thread the needle of one-to-one and then one-to-many. It's like some things one-to-many is okay. And we think of that, we go webinar or whatever, and that could be organic content or ads. But I'm trying to go back and forth. Okay, one-to-one and one-to-many, one-to-one, one-to-many. And so, but you have to be consistent even in that, because, even if you have 100 people show up today, they need to hear you next week to pass the test in college. They got to show up for a semester to pass the final. And so you have to be consistent. And so the odd thing that I learned a long time ago when I used to do podcasting, the Texas Oil and Gas podcast, we used to meet with our listeners. And I remember one time going to lunch with someone, and and I just had I think our fourth child, and they said, "How's the new baby doing?" And I was like, "This guy's stalking me. Like, what's going on
Yep.
here? This is really weird." And then it came to me. We talked about me having a child on the podcast because we'd banter, and yeah, and for them, they felt like they knew me. And I had another guy. I'm like, "We're buds." I'm like, "Man, I never hear from you." He goes, I had 2 shows going in. He goes, "Well, I hear you twice a week." And so it's really weird, just that consistency of putting yourself out there over and over. And were we the most knowledgeable in oil and gas? No, we weren't. But we built relationship, built rapport, and people begin to feel like they knew us. And it's obviously I'm muted. That's the whole thing. I saw you tap. I thought you were agreeing with me. I'm sorry. Can you hear me now?
Oh, yep. It just cut out for a second. You're good.
What's the last thing you heard? Because it said I'm muted.
Yeah, no, right up to the very end on them saying that remembering you had a baby, but he's been watching
yeah.
you twice a week.
Sorry, yeah. I don't know what happened. Apologies.
Yep.
So they said that. So they said that baby, and I forgot on the show that we talked about it. And so for them, they felt like they knew me. And then I had another guy, and we were buds, and I was like, "Hey, I never hear from you." He goes, "I hear you twice a week." And for them, you just build that trust, that consistency over and over again. And so it's a thing to where you're right about the. I remember taking secretaries donuts and all that kind of stuff to get into with the gatekeepers, and it's still very effective. But you're right, like it is something that you have to do. And I think online, I'm curious your thoughts on this, because online, I think the people who are the most successful, you look at someone like Robert Sterling. People love his personality online, or they hate it, but they have an opinion of his personality online, which attracts people in. And it's not just stale, generic content. And so how do you balance that from just being who Brad Smith is versus teaching people what they need to know?
I think it's almost just, you just have to show up so they don't forget about you in that way. But for me, it's like, I call myself out and say, I'm going to be boring. So you're right. Having some sort of personality tagline, like we started off the call, call me Mr. Worldwide.
Yeah.
Like that's what people remember, is whatever you can call yourself whatever you want, or call yourself out on certain things. Like, I know I talk too fast, so if you need to turn my video into slow motion, you can.
Yeah.
Right. Or for me, I know this video might be boring, so you can actually speed it up. The speed up button's in the bottom right if you want me to talk faster so we can get to the point. Because whatever that is, find your style and just be yourself. Because as soon as that camera turns on, you start acting not yourself, especially your first 10 videos.
Yeah.
And I help a lot of people get started making videos and getting started on YouTube, because to be honest, my first 6 months, I talked myself out of making my first video. It took me 6 months to make my first one years ago. Every day I would come up with a new excuse. My hair's messed up. Maybe I didn't wear the right shirt. I got a wrinkle. I don't know what to say today. So every day I made an excuse. Your first 5 or 10 videos aren't going to be good. But that's the one thing. Don't try to be someone else. Just be casual. Just be yourself. If you mess up, my most viewed, I've gotten the most leads from one video on my channel, Ryan. And that video, I mess up about 2 minutes in, and I forgot to edit that part out. So I was like, shoot, looking over to the side, like, dang it. And then, all right, I'm back. And people would actually comment and be like, actually, thank you for leaving that in.
It's raw. Well, I think that's interesting, because that video obviously is a few years old, but people right now are talking about how AI is going to come in. And part of the reason I'm doing these live streams is so that when people search for Ad Astra or for M&A, they find us. If they search for the subject matter that the person I bring on, they might find them. But also, I mumble, I talk fast, I do all that stuff. AI is not going to do that. And so here I am in all my beauty, and so I just I had the mic muted while telling a story. So like, you can't fake. AI is not going to fake that anytime soon. Maybe in the future it will have that capacity, but it's just not. And so this gives people the ability to know who you are and what you do. And to your point, it doesn't surprise me that your mess ups attracted people, because they want to know. Like, I met the owner one time, and we're just kind of talking shop, and time was up. He goes, "Man, when you reached out, I thought you had it all figured out, but now I realized you're just like me. You got problems too. And I was like, oh, okay. I didn't know that was going to be the big thing for you, the big takeaway here. Like, but it wasn't that you had it all figured out. And it's interesting that, that as on this side of the camera, we think that people want perfection, but what they want is humanity. It's really weird.
Someone they can trust.
Yeah.
Someone that they feel like isn't on here faking it and lying to them.
Yeah.
There's so many people that make up fake stats and lie and,
Oh yeah.
you know, and they're basically just reading a ChatGPT script on camera. They're just good at teleprompters.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
One unique thing that I didn't realize that I want to encourage, if anyone ever thinks needs more leads or more customers or grow online, and you want to make videos, it's funny because you'll start off, and I still do get a lot of people that will watch, but they'll never leave a comment, never subscribe, and never like it. But they'll be the one that will hire me and pay me the most. It's the ones that are watching. I call them ghosts. I have a lot of ghosts, Ryan. So somebody will reach out, hire us, and say, hey, I watched about 15 of your videos. And I'll ask, you never left a comment and you haven't even subscribed yet.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, but it's fine. I learned everything.
Yeah.
So,
well, that's why I leave my emails. I mean, my posts a lot, because people will email me that they won't comment, they won't like, and they won't DM me either, but they will email me. And so I've learned that. I had someone one time hire me, and I'm like, well, what's your account on X? Like, oh, don't worry about that. I'm anonymous. I like it that way. It's like, oh, okay. But they emailed me. And so you're right. I think the vanity metrics can kind of throw us off. We need the vanity on some level to get the exposure. But at the end of the day, you're looking for those people who are ghosts or lurkers or whatever you call them. Those are usually the ones who are going to, come through for you at scale. I say you can make some occasional sales, but so you mentioned the taglines. So I've been calling myself the most connected man on X lately. That's been my go-to. Dude, that is it's crazy. It's crazy. Like I didn't even know why I came up with that idea, but I did. And then I went to the tribe meeting in Dallas.
Yep.
And like, oh, the most connected. Like people are trolling me, which I love. I love it because it's like, obviously, I'm not the most connected person on X, obviously, but I'm claiming it. And so people are like, but sometimes people have sent me stuff like, well, if you're so connected, can you help me with this? And sometimes I can, and sometimes I can't. And but if I can't, it's weird because it allows me then to go out to people like, hey, I have someone who needs this, and then it expands my connections, right? And so it's really been wild how that's taken off. I've loved every second of it. I love it when people mock me. I love it when they ask me for something. It's just been perfect. Would you have thought that would have worked though? Like, would you have thought that idea of all ideas would have been the one?
Well, then you're going to get people. It helps the algorithm a little bit because there's going to be somebody that comments and says, "No, you're not."
Oh yeah, yeah.
And you're like, "Perfect." Keep saying that to push me to the top.
No, I know. I had a guy the other day. He's like, Ryan said he's connected, and he put his stats up, and I was like, okay, well, and I was just trolling him. I was like, well, I met the president of Mozambique last year, so if you want to go toe for toe, we can do that. It's just funny. Like I don't know who the most connected person on X besides Elon would be, but he's got to be one, right? Like so, like if I can secure the second spot, I'll be happy. That's my goal. Like
that's all you need. You just need to be connected with 1,000 good people. And they'll tell everyone about you.
Well, that's what's your point about the 1,000 true fans. I think one of my frustrations with myself is that cold email was so good for me for so long, but it doesn't build connections and it doesn't build relationships, right? It's just, do you want this? Yes or no. It's very much an exchange. And this was for big ticket M&A stuff. I was having success with it, but it didn't build with some of the clients it did, but for the deals, it was just whether the owner wanted to sell or not. And I think stuff like that sometimes can trick us into thinking you can have success, but it really becomes hard to keep that success going because once the cold email stops, none of those people remember who I am. Like they don't, they're sitting around going, I wish Ryan would have sent me a cold email today. Like that's not it. And so building the relationships, it sounds kind of old school, but it's very important. And is it that social media has made us think it's so much easier to scale a business, grow a business, or what is the key here that we look for all these things other than just connecting with humans?
Well, I have a quick story. I call it the famous follow-up because even I might even forget you're the most connected man on X if you don't keep following up with me. Also, the algorithm might change and I might not see your X post.
Yes.
So you need to follow up with me in 2 more spots. You need to be in my email. It doesn't have to be cold now that we have a relationship.
Right.
But I also need to see you on Facebook and YouTube. I need to see you on X, of course, and I need to see you in my email. I have a friend that's a real estate agent, and he builds relationships with people. You have to, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, he doesn't do social media posts. He doesn't send emails, or he didn't at the time. He does now. And he called me. He's like, listen, I sold a house to friends 3 years ago. They just bought a house from a different real estate agent 3 years later. So I called him and I said, why didn't you guys go with me? And they said, oh, we totally forgot about you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he goes, what do I do? I'm like, you better start posting videos. You got to start emailing. You got to run ads. You got to be the person that keeps that relationship. So we're talking at the start, finding and building the relationship.
Yeah.
But don't let me forget you're the most connected man on X in 2 or 3 years from now.
Well, I will give you the whole system and you tell me what I'm doing wrong. So it's not fully deployed yet. We're working on some stuff in the background to get it. But the full system will be, my goal is to meet with 2,500 referral partners, which Brad is one, by the way. So if you want to sell your business, talk to Brad. He'll introduce you. Okay. So that's goal 1, 2,500. Now that's primarily one-to-one conversations, but going back to one-to-many, live streams, DMs, so you get a lot of email, a lot of different ways. Then for each referral partner, I offer them the ability for us to come in and do a virtual educational webinar for their clients or their staff on M&A. Anything that they do that it ties to M&A. So if it adds value or hurts from your value when you sell, we can come in and validate that message. So if you're trying to talk about, marketing, we can talk about customer concentration, all that kind of stuff, right? So that's thing 2. Thing 3 is we have you on the live stream. We offer, hey, we want to put you out there in front of people, hope that it gets you clients. Thing 4 is as I'm talking to people, I'm going, well, who do you need? Obviously, we want clients. We get that. But like, who's a good referral partner? Who do you deal with? And then they go, oh, well, I need someone that can do YouTube stuff. Oh, talk to Brad. And then I can't tell you step 5 because it's coming soon. I can tell you offline, but I can't tell you online.
Okay.
And so my goal, then what's going to happen is that we have someone coming on here in a few weeks that's going to take these live streams, chop them up into short clips, also written content, also newsletter. And then you talk about Hormozy talks about, being out there so much you can't be avoided. That's the play. And so Brad won't think about me every day, and I can't talk to Brad every day. I don't have a reason to talk to him, but he'll see me. And then at some point he'll go, oh, you know what? My buddy Bob talked about selling his business. Let me talk to Ryan. And so it's just building out this system to where these 2,500 conversations flow into this, and then this flows back into them. And then as I'm talking to people, someone goes, oh, you talked to Brad Smith the other day. I need help with YouTube or automation. Okay, cool. Talk to Brad. Yeah, here's an introduction. And so it just builds a way for me to come back. So that's my game plan. It's out there for the public. There it is. What I miss.
I like it. I started my YouTube channel, calling it the Relationship Marketing Podcast. And I'd go to people and I'd say, hey, I have a podcast. Will you be a guest? But the magic wasn't there. The magic was after our episode. About 40% of those 300 people actually became marketing clients.
Oh, wow.
Because they technically really didn't know what I did past the podcast. Oh, Brad inviting me to a podcast, but what else? What do you do?
Right.
So I created an automation email to where 2 weeks after I had them on as a guest, I would tell them about my services. I would also ask them, hey, if you have 3 people you could refer that you think would be a good guest as well. And then I would put them on a monthly newsletter so they never forgot. So what I would do is after our interview today, tomorrow you should send me an email asking for 3 referrals for anyone that I know might be wanting to sell their business in the future. That would be a good guest on your podcast. Then
Consider it done.
Yep. Then Friday, today's Tuesday, Thursday or Friday, send me another email. Ask me to connect with you and subscribe to your YouTube channel so I don't miss out on the next show.
Okay.
And then Monday, send me another email. Ask me to connect on LinkedIn. And then next Thursday, send me another email. Ask me for a 5-star review. Then add me to a monthly newsletter. Now I'll remember you. I'll see your YouTube videos. I'll see your LinkedIn posts. I'll refer a few people to you, and I'll keep getting your email every month. So in a year from now, when I forgot about you, you'll remind me.
I'm torn that I'm tore up that you're going to forget about me. Like it hurts. We are
Yep.
connected on LinkedIn already though, so I don't have to worry about that one. But
Exactly.
okay, well, so what you just described, it sounds like a lot. But let me break this down, how this would work for me, and you tell me what you think, so people can hear. We use the script, so we'll take this, we'll put it in the script, then we'll take the script can tie in a Claude, but you can do whatever you want to.
Yep.
We'll take the transcript. We'll say, hey, what are the action items from this podcast? What do I need to do? And then there's a few different ways you can prompt it. Like, what are things that Brad said that I can use to quote Brad on a tweet? So I can say, hey, this thing here. What are some things that he said I can make contrarian? Like, and just go through, and I can get. I've gotten, I think one time, like 90 posts out of an interview because there's a lot of different ways I can do it, right? I can take what you said, I can make my own, I can tag you. There's a lot of different ways. I can make it a newsletter. There's a lot of different ways. And so I think that people, we want to build this relationship, and then we think, oh man, everything Brad just laid out is a lot of work. It's like, what you just gave me to do is 5 minutes. It's 5 minutes, maybe 10. Okay. And so do you think that people, going back to what I said earlier, follow up, I think, is the most important thing. Do you think that they don't follow up because they're just being lazy? They don't realize how easy it is to follow up? Now XDMs and stuff like that, I get there's some exceptions to rules, but generally what you laid out to follow up is not hard at all.
You need to spend a day. You need to spend a little time setting it up once. Mm-hmm. And then you have to schedule it. If you don't schedule it, you don't get it done. So the hardest part is doing it the first time. So those 5 emails I want you to send me over the next 2 weeks, you set that up once and it's good forever. Right now, once a month on a Friday from 12 to 2, you need to put in your schedule that you need to take the transcript and go schedule post out and tag everybody and write your newsletter with it. That goes out once a month. So that, I think it's, people know they should do it. I think people don't take the time to do it, but they also don't schedule it. Yeah. And it's any business owner, if it's not in your schedule, it doesn't happen. I think we all say that. We were comparing schedules a couple of weeks ago on a Twitter post, right? Yeah. So if I want to make a YouTube video, it's on my schedule at 9 a.m. every Friday. If I want to write my newsletter, it's Tuesday. It's on my schedule. So I have to schedule this stuff out. You got to spend a little time doing it, but once you create your own system, your own workflow, you can start, it gets a lot easier, but you just have to build that, schedule it, and get it ready.
Okay. And so my question then is, with automation links, is that what you guys are doing for people, or is that kind of outside that? How does that tie in?
Yeah, that's exactly.
And just so people know, Brad didn't ask me to say this. I'm genuinely like, I'm looking like, wait, I think he's doing this these days. So go ahead.
Yeah, but we take care of that first hardest part and then create the automation around it. So we already know what you should say in those emails. We set up the CRM, set up the automated emails, set up the social media channels. So those posts go out automatically and then get turned into ads. So now your system is there. Once that's built, everything else is so much easier. You know what you need to make on Friday, you know what you need to post, and you already know it's going to be automated from there.
Yeah. And automation.
So it's just that first step.
Yeah. Yep. And on the schedule post, I will see people talk about don't schedule your post because it hurts the visibility and stuff like this. But going back to what we said earlier, you just need to get in front of, you said, the 1,000 true fans. And the thing I like about that is, unless you're Coca-Cola or some really big company, the amount of clients that most people need is not that many. And I don't say it like it's not none, but it's not a gazillion. And so if you understand Hormozy talking about reach dropping on his post, or Cody Sanchez, it's not the same as what me and you are doing. We're playing a different game. And so we don't need that viral moment every time. And so, like, I went viral yesterday for some comment I put on someone's post. I ain't got a client off of that. It didn't do anything for me. I went viral on a post about the government. That's all it was. But it didn't do anything for me. And so going viral doesn't do much. But being consistent
helps your ego.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I felt really good because it was a good meme, I thought. But to your point, if a year from now, if Brad Smith goes, Ryan Ray, I think I talked to that guy before. That sounds familiar. That's damaging to the business. Like, that hurts the bottom line. And
exactly.
the vanity metrics are there, but if you get too much tied into that stuff, then yeah, you can waste a lot of time chasing that. So set it up, and then it sounds like you're saying don't be worried that maybe the impressions are going to go down because people will just see it anyways.
As long as you're in 3 spots, I always like recommending, just don't be on X. Don't just be on LinkedIn, right? Then you have to worry about the algorithm a little bit more.
Yeah.
But if you see my emails here and there, you see my LinkedIn posts here and there, you see my YouTube video here and there, that's all you need.
Yeah.
And like we talked about at the beginning, my ideal customer who pays me the most money, who pays for my office and my bills, he does not like or comment on my posts. He does not help the algorithm in any way, he or she. So I think it's a lot of ego and vanity metrics. Gets frustrating. You stop wanting to make the videos. If you did this podcast for 3 months, Ryan, and had 0 likes and comments on it, you would get discouraged and want to stop making it. I get it, but you're just working one-to-one. I'll reshare it. I just reposted it. I'll like it. I'll leave a comment. That's all you need. Because then you're going to actually start pulling from my people, your ideal customers people as well. So, got to get out of your head. You got to schedule it. You got to do it and be consistent. And I think that's the key. It's very hard though. Easier said than done.
It's, I don't know if I agree with that last part. It's not easier said than done. It's easy to do. I mean, I get what you're saying though. The mentality is easier said than done, but the doing it is not that hard. And it's one of those things like, God, I don't know. And I get, like, I think I posted about this a month or two ago when I was doing the cold email stuff, how easy that was to book meetings and to do stuff. It just became so easy. Looking back, I look back and go, okay, you know what? That was great. Made a lot of money doing that. But man, it really killed all the referral stuff I was working on. Because I wasn't worried about that then. I was just, I put content and get clients occasionally, but the emails was driving everything. And so I wasn't, consistency and stuff like that mattered from a cold email standpoint, but not from a content standpoint, or not from a referral network standpoint. But now what I've tried to do is to build out a system that almost forces me back into Brad's life with more natural, because I don't have a reason to talk to Brad every day, but it's natural for me to say in 6 months, hey, Brad, you up for a show again? And Brad's seen X number of shows and he's gotten an email, and I've hopefully referred him someone as a possible client or a good intro. And so it just makes it more natural. And I think referral networking, at least back when I used to do it in oil and gas, I hated it so much because it was always salespeople to salespeople. They're always trying to sell stuff. But what I think is kind of lost is that law of reciprocity we talk about. The more I can give to you, the more you're going to give back to me. Or you're going to want to, at least. And some people can't. Like, you're a hairdresser, she might be the best hairdresser in town. Probably can't refer you a bunch of clients, but you can refer people to her. And so if you expect everyone to send something back, you've got a problem. So I don't know how you balance that, people sending stuff back to you or not. But the more you can bake that reciprocity into what you're doing, it just seems to come back tenfold.
I think of it as also, I used to think my wife is my co-founder. And so she talks a lot of sense into me here and there. I used to be like, oh, I'll get these referral partners and we'll just give each other money for referring people back and forth. She says, well, if you offer such a good service, why should they want your money if you're going to help their client? And so we just had Bodie with Striker Digital on X. He just called somebody out. He goes, I don't need to get paid for my referrals, because when I refer somebody, I know they're going to do a good job and my client's going to be happy and he's going to stick with me longer.
Yeah.
And so that's truly what we need, is people that we can trust to refer. If it's especially if it's a client or a friend, I don't need to get paid back on that. Like, I've got my own business. I don't have time to make extra money referring other people's business. Some people do that for their full-time job. Yeah, that's great. That's your full-time thing. But I'm going to refer you because I know you have a relationship. You've taken the time to comment on my post and have me on your podcast. I also know that you do great work. I know that you have a great service. And if I refer somebody, they're going to want to be my client for longer.
Yeah. Well, and I think what I've tried to tell people is the first thing I offer is a 15% referral fee. And I say some people take it, some don't. I don't have an opinion of it. It's just there. Like, if you want it, great. Honestly, 80% of people say that they don't want it, which has been surprising, which is fine. I mean, some people, they can't because they're legally they're lawyers or CPAs or whatever. But there's been plenty who aren't like, no, I don't want the money. And I'm like, oh, okay, it's up to you. It's
Yep.
your choice. And it's been interesting to hear some of the people tell me that they kind of have an ethical problem with it. Like they don't mind referring people out, but they personally just have an ethical problem taking the money. And I'm like, I've never. I get if you're referring someone to something and you have no experience and you're overhyping it, like, oh, this is the greatest thing ever, and you're gonna get paid off of it. I get that. I've never really thought about it like having an ethical problem. If I know Brad does good work and he sends me money, which Brad is not going to send me money, by the way, but if he did, I've never really thought about it like that. It's like, so is it an ethical thing, you think, or how do you land on that?
I personally think it's totally ethical, but I just don't think it's the primary reason.
Yeah. Okay.
To refer someone. I think it's totally fine. And if I refer you a $100 million deal, like, yeah, maybe I'll say, throw me that 15%. Nice.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you?
But that's not why I'm thinking of it. That's not why I'm
Yeah.
referring someone for that. I think it's good for the second thing.
Yeah.
Or if somebody's trying to make a living off of just referring
Yeah.
quality people to you. But I'm referring you because of the relationship. And then the 15% is nice on the back end if needed.
Well, and I think that's important because if there's probably tiers of referrals. It's like Amazon affiliate, or anyone can sign up for that. You can do it. That's technically a referral. We call it affiliate, but it's technically a referral.
Yep.
And I'll put stuff on X, kind of being silly, like, oh, you want to buy a house, you can't afford to buy a house, well, refer an M&A deal. Well, part of that is because no one talks about the actual money there is in referring M&A deals.
Yeah.
But the counter to that is the $100 million example. The amount of CEOs who are going to trust a random referral for that's not how it goes either, right? So
pretty rare.
Yeah. No one's going to go, oh, Bob, I've never heard of, has a good M&A group. I have a $100 million company. I'm going to trust that. That's not at all how that goes. You've got to have a lot of trust baked in there. So yeah, I love having fun with that because it's like, well, yeah, people send me all the deals, but the reality is, if you're doing $100 million of revenue, then some random person saying use that Astra is not going to work.
Although that golf referrals, those are closing those deals.
Golf referrals, what do you mean? Like playing
those
golf?
Those are the deals getting closed on the golf course. Yeah.
Oh God, should I play golf? I mean, seriously, like I stopped playing so bad. Should I come back to it? Like,
well, the new one is the pickleball.
Pickleball. Yeah. See, like I want to go fishing. That's what I want to do. Like
close some deals on the boat.
Yeah, network fishing. Why can't we do that? Is that like a problem?
I think that'd be good. That's a good one.
Yeah, I mean, what part of North Carolina are you in? Are you by the coast, or are you more inland?
Yeah, we're right on the coast. No one works Fridays here. Everyone's at the beach bars on Fridays here.
Oh, are you close to Zach then?
Yeah, I'm about 45 minutes, 50 minutes from him.
I didn't realize that. Okay, yeah.
He's actually come by the office twice.
That dirty dog. He'll send me pictures of him in the beach and dolphins in the background, and it just drives me crazy. Like it's like 500 degrees here in Texas, and so
I know. Well, you're right. You can close some big deals, $100 million deals out on a yacht here.
Hey, you guys got a yacht? I'm game. We'll bring all the people out there. I'm game. So, okay. So,
made you lose your train of talking yachts.
Yeah, you did.
And fishing and yachts.
Good fishing's my thing. I love fishing. Where do you think this AI content game is going to go? How much should people like? And I'll kind of clarify one thing. I think AI written content, most people they're being almost too lazy. It could write good content if you train it. Most people aren't doing that, and they don't understand the limitations. So, like, I think the writing's probably further advanced than people say. But I'm talking about the video stuff like that. Will people go back to human? Will they want live stream? Will they want long form video? Like, how is the AI going to impact the content game?
I don't like AI for content in any way. It's my least favorite thing. I won't watch them. I know a lot of people are scamming and tricking people with it. We're personally using AI for all the systems in the back end that we talked about, designing our emails, creating our CRM, making sure our website is perfect, doing the SEO for us. So we're using AI for our systems, but our content, we're actually changing our social media content. We're showing behind the scenes of my team and what they specialize in. So it's a video of my team and what they're working on for the day. That's as real and authentic as you can get, because you don't even know I have a team, do you? Probably.
Well, I mean, I people probably don't, but yes.
Yep. You
Yeah.
probably don't know how many I have. You
No, I
probably don't
don't.
know.
Yeah. I don't know about
Yep.
that. We had a call one time. You had your assistant on, so I know that guy. That's about it, and your wife. So that's
Exactly.
it.
Yep. We have a team of 8 here, all
Oh
in the
wow,
office, all working, building different projects, all specialists. So
wow.
I think the real world, whether it's live stream, whether it's authentic, whether it's point of view, behind the scenes, I think that is going to, I don't think that'll ever end. And I think people are going to see right through the AI stuff. In
Yeah.
fact, since I've been on YouTube for so long, I like watching those travel channels. So
Mm-hmm.
before I go to California, I
Mm-hmm.
go to YouTube to watch the best cities and where to go in California. Within 1 second, I know if that video was made with AI or not, and I
Yeah.
shut it off immediately. So once more people, I've been aware of that for over the last 3 years, but once more normal people start noticing, they're going to be able to quickly know if it's AI or not and turn it off.
Yeah. I think there's I won't say his name, but there's a guy, and he used to put out a bunch of videos, and I I don't know about today, but a few months ago I was on his channel, and he talks about AI stuff, and turns out he has an AI avatar doing his videos for him now. And I thought, okay, that's fine for what he sells, which is that kind of low ticket product, info product stuff. That's fine for that audience, but high ticket where I'm at, like that's we're talking about selling your business. Trust is a must, right? Like
Yep.
it's and so it's not high ticket like high ticket coaching, like it's high stakes high ticket. You can't have a AI avatar coming on there, and like they don't want that. The people don't. That's that, and so
Also, it's cheesy. It's low quality. It's
yeah,
not professional.
yeah, exactly. Well, going back to your point earlier about we're talking about people they want you to mess up. They want to see that you're human. They don't want you to mess up their M&A deal, but they also want to see that they're going to work with a real person, which is why I've leaned so far into this kind of referral mentality because one way to break through the AI stuff is to say, yeah, me and Brad, here we are talking. Like you might can fake one person talking, but we're not a spot where me and Brad's our AI avatars can fake us talking
Yep.
together yet. So it builds trust, and people who know you, they may never reach out to you to talk to me about selling their business, or people that know me might never talk to me about that might reach out to you. They might, but it just builds the trust, and so it's a thing to where I think I'm very bullish on what AI can do, but also I think this is a great time for people to go human to human on the networking relation standpoint and go, okay, these are real humans because the people like him, like this guy, again, low ticket stuff, great, but you get to that the world that we like to live in,
Yep.
it's just not going to work.
Can I ask you a question about prepping to sell a business?
Yeah, sure. If I'll see if I can answer it for you.
Yeah, I'm sorry to jump in, but it kind of goes along with that. I've got an office, I've got a marketing agency, been in business for years, have many, many recurring clients. I have a team, but our content on social media is still my face.
Yeah.
So if I ever want to get out of the business, at repeatable ads, good. That's going to help with the sale. Repeatable systems, a team, but our biggest leads are coming in because they see my face. Am I ever going to be able to step out? Or I can't do AI videos because no one,
Right.
we are just both agreed we don't like those.
Mhm.
So how do you feel about that? Founder-led agencies? Because by the way, I have tried selling my business in the past.
Yeah. I think you mentioned that before. And that matter of fact, you told me that before. You said that's one of the reasons that you shifted some of your stuff. Okay, so what percentage of the leads are coming only through your YouTube Brad Smith channel?
70%.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that's without knowing
Exactly.
the back end numbers, and I'm not gonna actually disclose them on here. That's gonna be the thing. Like, and how much?
Which is why we're also referrals, but that's client referrals for the
Right.
agency, which is fine.
Right.
And ads.
Right.
We have a repeatable ad system, which is
Right.
good. That's
Well,
where I'm thinking about getting my team more involved with the marketing videos on YouTube.
okay. Well, have you read the book The Science of Scaling?
Nope.
Okay. So you could go watch YouTube videos with Hardy talking about what he talks in the book, and kind of get the gist. But what I would say is, going back to the 2,500 people I mentioned earlier, I want to talk to you, right? I know that I need between 50 to 150 referral partners. And so I'm just laser focused on getting that. So if you said, well, I want to sell one day, um, and I know right now that 70% of our leads are coming from me, and that's going to hurt the valuation. You can probably exit for sure, but it's going to hurt your valuation.
Yep.
What is the best lever that you can pull that would then take the leads coming from you into the business? Is it be referrals? Would it be ads? Would it be, what would that be?
Advertising.
It would just be ads, like paid ads?
Exactly.
Okay. Okay. Why paid ads over like fractional CFOs or CPAs or like something like that?
Well, I guess we could do an affiliate referral partnership with another agency that doesn't do what we do. So we do have a few of those, and we could just push harder on those.
Okay.
But with the ads, we already have a repeatable system that is positive ROI that we could actually just bump up, turn up.
Yeah.
And so we already know we can. That's the easiest and quickest lever to just turn on and get clients that don't know me.
Okay. And what about your newsletter? How fast is it growing?
Ooh, we're at 34,000 subscribers.
Okay. And
yeah.
But so being that 70% are coming from your YouTube channel, is that YouTube to your email list or is that YouTube direct?
YouTube to the email list and then a email response.
Okay. And so how long after they come on the email list do they respond? On average?
3 weeks.
3 weeks. Okay.
Yeah.
So really that's what you're looking for. A way to get them on the email list, because once they're on the email list, it's not as much.
They respond. They would just respond back and say, "Can you get me on the schedule?"
Right. It's not as much about Brad Smith at that point. It's more about automation links. So yeah. How do you grow that? I would say, remind me, I got a call next week with a newsletter group. But yeah, cool. I would, what's that? Yeah. Ping me. I can tell you if it's relevant to what you're doing or not. But yeah, if you could move the ads, if the ads are working like you're saying, and bump that up, and all of a sudden your YouTube channel comes down from 70 to 50, and the YouTube channel is under your name, or did you change the name?
Yep, under my name.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, because that'd be hard. No one's going to want to buy that. So.
Right. Well, the point of the science of scaling is, you can go watch Hardy talk about it, but in essence, he says, think about if you want to sell in 5 years for X dollars, right? Well, what's the one thing that you'd have to do today to do that in a year? And so once you really understand that, so if in this case, if it is ads, I don't know, but just take that. If it's ads, you would just focus on ads. Well, for us, ads are not the one thing that would make us grow that much. It's referral partners, because we only need 12 to 24 deals a year. That's kind of where we're playing at. So referral partners, that's it. And so we focus on that. And we have different categories for lawyers and CPAs and CFPs and agency owners. We have different categories. Not sure in which category is going to be the best, but that's it. And so we're focusing on that. So in your case, I would say if it's ads to the newsletter, then all of a sudden you could scale that pretty fast.
Yep, for sure.
So
yeah. Cool.
I love Hardy's book. It's a great concept. So.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah.
Okay. That's the problem. That's one thing I think, Ryan, you should talk more about, by the way, is right now, because you've brought up Hermosi a few times.
Yeah.
But personal branding is such the fad now. Mm-hmm. Everyone's saying, "Oh, I know I need to do personal branding," but they don't think about the consequences in 5 years when they want to sell their business.
Yeah. And what's weird is a lot of the companies that we deal with, they don't have personal brands, to your point. It's just not a thing. Like once you it's great to be the plumber, in your area doing a couple $1 million a year. That's great. But you get to 70 million, it might be called Brad Smith Plumbing, but it's not a personal brand at that point anymore. Like people don't even know who Brad Smith is. They don't even know if he's the guy anymore. And so it does evolve. So yeah, I will think about a way to work that in there, because that is a good point. So
that's both of our contrarian takes for our social media right there is don't start a personal brand.
Don't start a personal brand. Well, and I know we got to wrap up here. So I'll say this, for us, it's about, Ad Astra. And that was the conversation we had a few weeks ago was, Ryan, you're out here doing all this stuff. We don't want it to be dependent on Ryan in a few years. And I'm like, yes, I agree. I don't want it to be dependent on Ryan in a few years. But also being that we're building a referral partnership at some point, we're not sure if the public content will be as important as it will be today. Today is really important. We got to stand in front of these referral partners. We got to build trust. We got to get out there. 2 years from now, it might not matter at all, right? It might just be we've got the network, we know who to work. And so there's certain things that we're thinking through, but I agree. So, okay, Brad, at Brad Smith on X, automationlinks.com. Is that the website correct?
That's it.
Okay. Anything else I should pass along before we go, brother?
Make sure no one ever forgets about you. I had somebody sign up after 3 years of being on my newsletter. That's how important follow-up is. So don't forget, everyone watching.
Wow.
You could get clients 3 years from now.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it, Brad.
Thank you. Have a good day.